Hello, Internet. OBS updates, and it did in fact blend, so we're online.
Hooray. Unfortunately, Nick putting his computer in the blender does sort of mess up session a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll
Only
make do.
slightly.
Smoothies.
Un poco. So yeah. After last session, you guys were treated back to last rites, had a nice drink, everyone was happy, Felix is in hell, everything's better. Then the cops showed up outside.
What a bunch of pricks.
Indeed. And, today when things are on, so please drag yourselves in the identities you be in right now.
Yep.
What
That's
time
a good
of day
point.
is
There's
it?
a bunch of cities around I actually would not be.
Yeah, have we had full time to heal?
I am going to go with yes because it's not fun keeping track of that between sessions.
What time is it currently?
Probably shortly after work gets out.
Okay, so I'd be around as a person, not like not potentially taking a nap behind the bar as a cat or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
that's important to know.
That it is.
We've been given instruction to please drag George behind the bar.
I will drag George behind the bar. And I would let him know. Yeah. So here's a question, Ash. Would Ruth have started outside, or would you have been inside and then go, oh, I looked out the window?
Yeah, probably just for the sake of us all being on the same side, same starting area, would be inside.
We get any like?
So you need to sneak out the back to then cause questions.
Do we get any warning before they at least come in?
Yeah. Like basically, here's the thing. Fucking cops have movement powers besides ramming a cop car through something.
Okay, so that gives us a tiny bit of prep time.
You have the first round of prep time. After that, they're basically first round of green. They're outside, and no. Let me just double check. Pretty sure. Yeah, none of them have movement powers besides Patty, and you know what his movement power is.
And Patty, at least at the moment, is not going to bust through the wall.
Yep.
At the moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What can we do to start getting people out of here before they come in?
I mean, this is an illegal speakeasy. We can basically tell them, hey, cops are coming, and just have them start filing out the back.
Like, my hope is they try not to arrest every person here. Seeing Rasputin is a problem, and means problems are about to happen. Do we want to use round one to slip out the back into something more comfortable, or are we like gonna play this out as civvies and hope they don't like come at us, violently?
I mean, Foundry needs to go get the mech regardless, so I'm fine with just helping shuffle people out.
All right, why don't you help shuffle people out? I think George needs to get out of here too. I'll be honest, because they know for a fact who George is.
That's a good point.
George can also be helping shuffle people out as he does that or whatever.
I think it's probably I think it's probably okay if Good Spirits is here.
Do they even know Good Spirits' human identity?
I mean, he can look like anything he wants. He can also look like anything he wants.
Right, but like, do they even know his main human form in the first place?
Like, they know Cat. They might actually know Cat more than they know Tom Tims.
All right, so I think it's probably safe if Ruth, Tommy, and George slip out the back, and me and Tom stay here. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, that's legit.
Which
good,
Tom
sounds
stays
good.
there with you?
I call you Tom. I call Dan Tommy.
Okay, just double checking. Yeah, I will stick up front because I'm okay with abandoning this identity whenever.
I
Yeah.
am going to cause
Though
chaos
part of
to
me
help
would be
this.
tempted to just go behind the bar, go to back room, and start summoning now.
You could do that. No, like, if you want to do that, go do that. I'll be fine out front.
Okay, I might do that.
But I think me staying as Rocco to at least, like, talk things down a little, and hopefully, if they don't know who I am, I have a shot at this. If they do know who I am, this is about to get very violent very quickly.
This is clearly a friendly family restaurant.
All right.
At an
Rocco,
abandoned
I just
train
wanna
yard with
remind.
most of the windows boarded up.
I think
Look,
before Ruth jumps for her normal journalist gerbil brain plans, she's going to look at Rocco and remind him, I just want you to remember that these people are far more inclined to violence than talking, and that's before they came in with a supervillain. Just basically the only one who you could count on maybe talking is Helen, and that's a big maybe.
We don't got to keep them talking long, just long enough to get people out. If they're going to be, I want to just keep them from being violent to the customers. And if they choose violence against me, it ain't anything I can't take.
I just want you to go into this plan not behind the 8 ball.
As long as we get the civvies out, should be good. And then, well, this place has been nice, but it's just a place. Come on, let's get these people out of here. All right, so what do we need to do for rolls, Nick, or can we just auto get anyone out from these
No,
actions?
it is normal overcomes for civvies to get them out in time.
Okay. I guess should everyone just make an overcome?
It's a question for those of you who want to get into costume instead. You can overcome to go get
Yes.
into costume.
We have free movement though around the map. Otherwise, we don't need to spend an action doing movement here, do we?
No, not unless you
Okay.
have no movement power and want to go challenge the cops outside.
I want to go outside, not necessarily start shooting them.
The big problem, and I am going to warn you very heavily about Rasputin. I don't know why he's with them, but the fact that they have him here means the red tape has changed tactics.
Red Tape was wanting to do contracts that was trying to force people into obedience, so that might have been done at this point.
Right,
Yeah,
but
but
it
we
means
don't know anything for a fact yet, and I'd rather work with facts than just our assumptions. Honestly.
exactly. That's why we're getting people out first right now, and we're going to see what happens when they come in.
Yeah, my plan was to try and get you all a little bit more time because I don't think we can get everyone out here before they start asking questions unless someone's running decoy.
All right, then you buy some time. We'll try to get people out. Let's go.
Roger that.
All right. Can I have basically had some basically fail safes set up in? I did already set up fail safes in the bar a couple sessions ago, so I have ways to help get people out, so I can roll like Inventions Blue Collar.
That's true. We did set up a lot of safe stuff here. You're right about
you
that,
set up
Dan.
a lot of safe stuff. This is just use the overcomes to call it in and make it good and make people understand.
Yep, and I'm going to use Principle of Defender because we're trying to protect people.
Yep.
And
But yeah.
okay, that's a 9.
Nice.
That gets a person out. Who would you like to get out, Foundry?
I'm
just going to move them to the safe room.
Person closest to the front door.
Person closest to the front door. All right. You are moving over there then. A thing that you notice is that there are little dolls wandering around. They have not noticed anyone out back yet, but they definitely have the place surrounded.
Are we not able to get people out then?
Tom can make a distraction. The answer is you guys get to be superheroes. Or heroes in a different way, like distract them and people can get out. You have exits, they just also have a lot of guys.
Okay. Is that something I would roll for now or next turn?
So simple. Do you want them to notice you so that the person gets completely out?
Yes.
Okay. This the kitchen is going to be the real safe room. All right. So Tom has aggroed some dolls.
All right. And I'll make some noise or a little signal just to make it clear that this area is not safe.
Yeah, and like you notice it's gonna be tricky because they definitely came here ready. As I was saying, Ruth can definitely teleport herself to the alley and then walk up from just down the street if she wants to.
I mean, does this also mean that we want George as Mr. Conductor to start transporting people? Because he can get them out without it being a problem.
Yes. I mean, and that was what Izzy gets set to do anyway. So
Yep.
might as well stick with that.
Do we
So
want
who next?
to? Do we want to pass it to George to get people out?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. And you're having him be Mr. C for this?
I mean, I think he
Probably.
has to be just because he can't he can be out of sight for right now and try to be this a little stealthily, but yeah, he kind of has to be Mr. C to get people out of here.
Yeah, and we don't want his identity to be more public than it is. That's the problem.
Okay.
So if he needs to
This is
leave
where
to
I'm going to
hide
roll
and
his.
change, that's
I'm gonna roll from his green mode because I really don't know exactly how he normally does this sheet, but he can easily use Principle of Order. He is organizing people, getting them loaded up into trains and out.
I mean, doesn't he have like a mode that lets him do super overcomes?
This is where I say I don't know how his sheet works.
Fair enough.
I don't think he's ever not done this with. Oh no, the super overcomes when people start getting attacked.
Okay.
Well, that is a terrible roll. Success with a minor twist.
He'll get a success and ignore it with one of his reds, one of his collections, because he would.
Yep. He does not have those collections listed on his sheet.
He definitely has them. He has actively used them, Nick.
That is fair. He has not put them on his sheet, but that's a him problem to fix later. He got another guy out. Who's up next?
How many people do we still have in the bar?
A lot.
1, 2, 3,
Seven.
4, 5. 7 people still left in the bar.
Ugh. It's a lot of people to save.
And should George be replaced with Mr. Conductor at this point on the map?
You know what? So would George be replaced by Mr. Conductor? I think is an actual strategic question.
Can he use the whistle if he's not Mr. Conductor?
Because we do need to keep George's the identity is the one that actually has to be kept secret. He cannot use the whistle if he's not Mr. Conductor.
I'm going to say he is off in train land helping.
And then that's fair.
Excuse me. All right. Who's up next? Does anyone want to talk to that fine force right outside?
Well, do we want to hand therefore to Ruth, or do we want to hand to some of them?
I feel like probably Ruth next.
Let Ruth grow so she can maybe add something.
Let's see what we can find out.
So I'm going to approach this exactly how I posted in shitposting, Nick. I start taking pictures and asking a bunch of questions of just like, officers, why are you working with a known criminal who has, and then I list out literally all the charges against Rasputin.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Give me an overcome to see how many of them you draw fire from.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Let's see. Hair journalist is appropriate. use agility with the excuse that I am running around and trying to get good pictures of all of them?
That is a stretch compared to just using intuition.
Okay, I will use intuition. All right. Can I use my principle of detective for this?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Let's go, baby.
Oh,
Dice, are you just rude to me? Were you just literally as rude as you fucking can be?
they were. Oh my god.
Can I do success with a major twist? Because I felt like success was already going to be success with a major twist here.
Sure. Okay. Success with a major twist. Give me a sec.
Wow, those dice are rude.
Yeah,
They
that's
were incredibly fucking rude.
incredibly rude. Yeah. Yeah, you can, and I know what the major twist is gonna be.
The major twist is obvious, but please describe it to me.
Oh, no. Major twist I don't think is that obvious yet.
Oh. I'm intrigued.
So your major twist is activating the environment's major twist.
Okay.
It's
Which
my
is to say
bar.
your buddies notice you as you're coming in going, you heard about the scoop too, Ruth?
God damn it.
You know what? No, this is fine. This is actually fine. I can handle this. And I'm like, it's like, yeah, I mean, like, obviously, points at all of this shit. I'm just like, this is obviously front paper bullshit, right?
All right. Lucas, it's your beat. You get in there first.
Tip hat.
This is simultaneously completely fine and also Ruth's worst nightmare.
I look directly at Daniel and I'm like, I'm just like, please remember this. I'm behind, like 10 feet back of wherever Kathy and Lucas are.
Wait, what?
Or was
I
it
can
Lucas
handle
who
it.
always got shot? Or was it Daniel? I thought it was Daniel, but I could be wrong. Maybe
It was
it's Lucas.
Daniel who always got shot.
Okay. I say that to Daniel.
I'm fine. Look, you're half my size. If anyone's gonna get shot, it's gonna be me, not Lucas, who's... Look, man, you're a good reporter, but you're a twig. So Ruth has spawned some environment minions. As for major twists,
Okay with this. I'm okay with it.
she's gonna
Important
get
question.
Patty and Helen directly involved with the impromptu interview. Ruth, you ended your turn vaguely near Helen. Just God, the way she's glaring at you just gives me the willies. -2 hinder.
So then I can shoot her better now.
Capture that glare on camera.
I get several pictures.
Yep.
The priority is always pictures.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Yep.
Exactly.
No, who's going next, Ruth?
Okay. Okay. In theory, either Rocco or Good Spirit should go, but it's
Well-
funnier if Environment goes.
Well, here's the thing, too. All the villains are part of this.
Oh yeah.
We might
Oh,
want
don't.
to hand to some of them.
Okay, can I hand to Environment first because it's funnier though?
You absolutely can hand it to the environment first because it's funnier.
Thank you, everyone.
They are being incredibly helpful, which is to say, they're like, Ruth, look over here, Lucas is giving you a -3 hinder because you look exactly when he took a picture.
They're so good at their jobs.
Jesus Christ, guys.
They're just the best.
So good at their jobs.
Meanwhile, they are also hindering Patty and Helen.
I really don't want to fight the fucking cops.
Yep. Your guys are just they're so good. They're so helpful. And in fact, like an interested party's coming over like, ooh, what's happening?
Oh my god.
Is what the environment does.
This is going so well.
Creating a clusterfuck outside rather than inside.
We have added more people to the scene than we've evacuated.
Listen, we
Okay.
don't have to evacuate journalists. I will stand by that.
Look, we have established
not
journalists are
people.
lemmings.
That's
The
true.
journalists
These
are
stories
not
certainly
people.
are lemmings.
And to get a statement, they're gonna pass to Helen. Is just going to kind of snort and go, obviously there's a bust. Now, get out of our way. You're in the middle of danger. None of you are ready for any of this.
So you're agreeing then, Miss Helen Flems, that Rasputin is still a danger to the public of Chicago at large. Is that correct?
No, writer for, what was the rag again? He's now a criminal who has agreed to come out on work release to capture more dangerous criminals.
And what sort of situation do we have to ensure that he's not going to continue to do what he previously was doing, which got him first, imprisoned?
Well, I'd suggest scheduling an interview with the only real superhero in this city if you'd like to know. The red tape has found a way to control the criminal element. What she's going to do is give you a persistent -3 hinder, Ruth.
Ooh.
Oh, I could hit +5! This is so sad! Peace is a terrible option.
Just because Helen is terrible to interview. You've known this before, but she finds a way to drop a needle at the insecurity of whoever's trying to interview her and mess them up.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like she's your arch nemesis now.
I mean, no, that's Randy.
That's definitely Randy.
Okay, fair.
Clearly, Helen needs to be her Vegeta, who she doesn't consider an arch nemesis, but Helen considers Ruth the arch nemesis.
That works.
Then Helen is going to pass to Sal's like, Sal, get this show on the road. He's just gonna roll his neck. I was like, knock, knock, knock. We know you're in there. This is a bust for possession of illegal substances, distribution of substances, and also, let's see here, having vigilantes on the premises, robbing City Hall. Our new guy's got real good stuff for this. Sal's just gonna kick in the door and come in. And the second part of his move, he's gonna defend himself for not. Because he's ready to get punched. Come on, Randy, give us your A game. Randy is also going to come in.
I'm just gonna stare at them blandly. I'm like, yeah, there's hurting all the people here that are gonna make you feel like a big man.
There are no people. All I see is a legal establishment full of criminals. They're going to pass to the boogeyman, or to Rocco.
Interesting question of what to do. Actually, I have an interesting idea, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is. I'm about to make a really gutsy play. I apologize, but this is an interesting story opportunity, and I don't think I'm gonna let it pass it up.
Mm-hmm.
Say more, say more.
Do it.
I'm gonna approach Saul slightly. I'm like, which one of you is actually in charge?
Kidding, he's the rookie.
What? Who's it? Who do you say is in charge?
He's saying, at least of the two of them, he's saying he's in charge.
Who? Randy or Saul?
Saul. Like, Randy's a rookie. Got a good
Not between you two. Who is in charge? I'm talking about people out there too. I point to the door.
give me an overcome, Wex.
What type of overcome am I making here? Because I was going to do an overcome for something else, and I just trying to gather some info here.
Oh, just trying to gather some info. Never mind then. Sounds like. Okay, look, Patty's got seniority, but he never leaves his fucking car. He loves that thing.
So it's just in my head. This is Helen, right?
Okay, so Patty has seniority.
Okay. So
Like,
Patty,
Patty is the one technically in charge, but he never leaves his car alone.
I'll tell you what. I'm the proprietor of this establishment. I'm going to offer you a deal here. You can take me in, and if you do so quietly and leave everyone else alone, I'll come quietly and you raid the place to your heart's content. You don't take that deal, I make no promises about what happens next. And I'm going to overcome. I would like to actually invoke Principle of the Undead, because even though I'm not transforming, there is going to be something very eerie about the way I make that statement. Something a little otherworldly that should absolutely unnerve him.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
I'm going to use my intuition for this one.
Sounds about right.
Do I have anything banked from last time? No, we'll just negate the twist if it happens. Yeah, success with minor twist, I will negate the twist. I don't know if this will full succeed, but I'm going to make an effort to see if we can at least bring this to a conclusion. Because this actually works into something I wanted to do anyways, Nick, as you know.
Yep. Randy's like, and Sal's like, Jesus Christ, Randy is like, all right, Mr. Proprietor. Sounds like you might be the guy our boss wants to talk to. Why don't we get this little bit on you come talk to our work release guy and he'll confirm a few things.
Once everybody else has left.
I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Proprietor. These schmucks, they're little fish. There's some big fish here. I don't got the nose for it, but our guy does. You one of them? That's worth something.
Then you won't mind the little fish slipping through. What's it cost? You have a couple minutes?
Step outside and he'll confirm.
I'll step outside. As I do, I will glance at Tom and kind of mouth, "Find me later."
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to step outside.
All right. Step outside. Sal's going to come out with you. Randy's gonna like, all right, everybody here, wait. We're dealing with some things. Get a past a Rasputin who's staring right at you.
What are you looking at, Ruski?
First time we've met like this. It's good, it's good. He's gonna look back over to Patty and Helen. This is one of the ones we're looking for. You can't tell, but I can tell.
Figured the Russian's a snitch.
Izzy, I can't hear a word you just said.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh. Oh, that's your background.
Yeah, your background
Yeah.
noise is coming through.
Oh, sorry. I'm walking. I'm the street walker today. Just got off the train.
Oh my.
Look. You want me, right? Let everyone else here go. I'll come quietly. No fuss.
Just Roseman, you will consent to binding to make sure you don't just walk out of the car.
You got cuffs?
He is going to basically like gesture for casting a spell that it more or less it's just going to temporarily disable insubstantiality.
I can't do that anyways, so
Or the thing you use to walk through walls, basically.
I literally turn walls into mist.
Yep. He's just putting you under like magic cuffs.
And I will speak. Ruth is here watching this, so I'm going to be like,
Oh, very yes.
actually, have I gotten to know you enough that I kind of understand a little code that you use? Like, have you shown me anything you've written down?
I don't think she's particularly guarded about her notebook because it is in code. You could have read it over her shoulders. I don't
Alright, well,
think she would have taught
Okay,
it though.
you know, I'm going to do this. I'm like, well, I guess it's about time I get to talk to the red tape anyways. Shame I don't know more about her, though. Be really nice to know a little bit more so we have a bit more equal footing when we speak. And I look at Ruth very knowingly as I say this.
Ruth is going to like initially glare at you before she schools herself back into, a nice, professional look as she continues to, I don't know, start talking, like taking pictures of Paddy Wagon such that it's more difficult for him to maneuver.
Listen, they're
That
all,
sort of nonsense.
Ash, they're literally all dumb as dirt, and you're the person that can dig up information. I need you to do this for me.
Oh no, they're not all dumb
Ruth
as
is aware
dirt.
of this, but she's annoyed that you
give
are
me
asking
a-
to get ditched.
Ruth, give me a stealth overcome for hiding your reaction.
I
Stealth
might minus fucking 8 to that with all the hinders.
or conviction also works self-discipline. Because they're not all idiots.
Oh, that's so fair. Am I taking a -8 for this right now?
Yes.
Excellent.
Because Kathy's gonna catch it on film and Helen's still staring right at you.
I don't think I can actually make this roll, no matter what I roll.
I mean, as long as you can get to minor twist level, you're okay.
She's at
Yeah.
-8.
I am at -8. My dies are 8. That I could
is
roll
an auto
for
fail.
this. That's an auto fail.
Izzy has faith in you.
That's an auto fail, guy.
Can
It
you,
doesn't
can you,
matter what I roll.
Do you want some more interesting plot, Ash? Because definitely that will make more interesting plot.
I'll just take it. Yeah, no, there is no way.
Mm-hmm. So they do that. Rasputin's doing his thing to Boogeyman. Helen goes, "You." And leaves. Was it? Get in the car. You're
Ruth
coming too.
on lives.
And
ma'am.
lives.
so are you taking in the press now? That a really good look for you guys? Especially with them literally recording it right here?
Maybe.
Boy, I
hey,
knew
work
cops
release. Hey, work release. Take a look at
What?
her. Rasputin's gonna roll his eyes and move over to stare at Ruth.
I am going to try to not let him do that.
I don't think you can do that without it being within
That
very
would start the
blatant.
fight, Max.
I have something I can. I have something I can do that might therefore blind out his senses if it's going to if we'd be passing along turn order.
But can we
We're partially out of that. What would you like to? We're partially outside of this in timey-wimey land because Boogeyman gave a thing that would short circuit the fight.
So part of the reason that like give as an explanation for why use alcohol for like as a medium for the summoning is I don't need to, but it works as kind of an offering to the spirits and stuff like that. What if I made would it be possible to, with like the rituals that have already been set up from things I've done before, to basically just send away all the alcohol in the building as a free offering?
Ooh.
Like, which I'm pretty sure is going to be a big, for Rasputin, magical notice of potentially drowned senses there. But also is the thing of there's going to be no physical remaining evidence of alcohol.
Oh my
To as
god,
much as
shut
can.
up.
Do it. Do it.
You
Nick,
mad
let him do
lad.
it.
You
Let him
mad
do it.
lad.
Let him do it.
Give me an overcome, Sean, and what type of spirit are you trying to summon?
Are you talking either the top shelf
He's
moonshine?
not even. I don't even know if he's trying to summon it. I think he's just.
I'm not sure I'm trying to summon. I think I'm just trying to have it be an offering.
Oh no, something's going to respond to that.
Okay.
Summon Gwen the King.
I think
That's a bad
I
idea.
think
That's a
this
bad
is
idea.
since it calls into more of that, or would immortality make more sense? Because immortality is I'm an immortal who knows all of this stuff.
It's immortality.
Okay. I'm going to have the one little ghost cat that I sometimes have pop up kind of like be under the table to give me a boost on this. And you know what? Fuck it. Rasputin's magic rain that I know I'm going to burn out when I use it.
Uh-huh.
I mean-
And a +1 from my other stuff will be spent on this. So first off,
I mean, as long as it's
that is a
enough.
+2. This is a +7. Okay.
As long as it's enough of a distraction for Ruth to get away. That's really what matters. I don't want Rasputin to tag her.
12.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
This is so dumb.
All right.
This is so incredibly stupid.
I'm gonna give this to you, Ash. Here's a question: does Ruth want to get away? Because that's gonna be mega suspicious.
I mean,
feel. Sorry.
as I just don't want Rasputin to tag her. Like her being not known as a powered person is very useful both for her profession and for us.
Yes, but we're in endgame now, Wax.
I understand that. Doesn't mean we can't try.
Yep,
Nick, I am martyring myself so others can succeed.
it's true.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that in all of your character.
Oh, you have no
Wow.
idea where I'm going with this. You have no idea the depths of martyrdom I will go to.
Feel like this should probably be a big enough distraction. My hope was this is a big enough distraction that they drop what they're doing and step away long enough that it's just like not an issue.
Okay,
But
this
I
is
will
definitely a
wait
distraction
to
for
resolve
Ruth-
what the
Ruth
hell
to
I
get
just
away.
did.
This is a big enough distraction for Ruth to get away. It is a question of does she?
Yeah, I think the team is giving enough signals that she's going to.
Okay. All right, so there's going to be a big spirit. It's probably going to get gunned down pretty fast.
Yeah, the hope is as many people can get away when this happens.
Yep.
I'm not going to go anywhere.
Also, they have no evidence of there ever being any alcohol in the spar anymore, and their boss does not believe in magic.
Yeah, but at least with the right paperwork, that might help a little bit. It doesn't matter. It's still like enough of a distraction.
Yeah, the answer is Rocco is definitely going to get more police, like more thrown into the car as Randy starts shooting the spirit inside, saying they're doing something.
As long as I'm the only one that ends up getting taken away.
Tom, are you also getting out of there?
Yeah, my plan would be to go out the back, turn into a cat, and then start leaping across rooftops.
Okay. That'll work.
I will probably trail the cop car to the best of my ability, since, like, we'll need to get him out.
Izzy, you're very echoey right now. But, yeah. So you will. They're going to gat the spirit down.
Cat.
There's going to be a statement of the press of like, Helen is going to interrogate Ruth's newsy friends about so where did Ruth go? Where they are as useless in answering her questions as they are normally.
Excellent.
Okay, in all fairness, I can probably spin this as racism.
Yeah, actually, you probably can.
Yep.
That's great.
Of like, oh, why didn't you hang around? I am an Irish immigrant. Fuck you.
Hooray for 1920s racism when it was just
Yeah,
about white
baby!
people. White people racism.
That's not true. Maybe in this area, but
Yeah, oh no, I know it's not true, but it's like in a city it's a pretty big focus.
in Chicago it definitely is.
Hey, also, other question. Are there lawyers on hand for anyone else who, like, they try to book or anything like that with the... I guess everyone gets away, but if not, would want to do the thing of, like, what are you getting them on? There was clearly no alcohol that was found by the cops in that building.
Well, they accused at least saw us of being supers.
They accuse you of vigilantes of people hiding this. Also, Miranda rights don't exist yet.
Yeah, it's unclear who they thought out of us were supers, but they presumably have evidence for at least some of us.
Mm-hmm. So Boogeyman's gonna get taken in.
I think this is like the third encounter in this game I've just completely negated, been like, let's make a choice.
Yep.
Let's make a choice to make my personal life very difficult.
Yep.
I made a choice that would save everyone here for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I think at the very least, I think you've been very clearly outed as an accomplice of ours.
Oh, they're gonna find out I'm the boogeyman, but at this point,
No. I mean Ruth. I mean, we know that they know that you're the boogeyman.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm willing to cut the bar free. Angela is safe, and I'm assuming you guys will eventually get me out. There is no contract they can make me sign at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't do any threat to me that will work.
Yeah, but to Dan's point, Ruth has definitely been outed as an accomplice in some way. Whether or not she's a super, that's a great question.
Yeah, but her being a super is much more dangerous in this case.
Mm-hmm.
So dumb question, since I technically haven't had a turn yet, as far as I'm aware.
We let you take.
They
You
gave
got
you the second turn, Izzy.
Oh, I did get a turn.
Yep.
Yeah, you got people out.
Okay, that's fair. Well,
I mean,
do you want to go to have this conversation, or do you want to get picked up?
yes, I do, because I do want to talk to the red tape, and I also want to buy you time so you guys can find out more about her. Like the thing I was going to say, like, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing before this fight happened, the next move I was going to suggest is we kind of need to follow up on like the stuff we started to learn about red tape before we freed good spirits, and I think we need to follow through on that now. We need to learn what the source of her like hang-ups and issues is so we can like actually confront her with it. Because I don't want to fight the red tape if we can help it. We're going to have to, but I don't foresee an actual fight being the correct way to go about this.
We'll want to figure out who her divine parent is.
Yeah, so we have enough initial pieces. I'd like to give you guys the opportunity to follow through on that. Does that make sense?
Very limited time frame, but yes.
So that there's no contract they can make me sign. I am not a Fae, and frankly, I'm already bound contractually to maybe one or two other entities. I don't foresee that changing.
I mean, it is the thing of if she makes you sign a contract, it is going to be binding.
I'm not going to sign a contract. What can she do to me?
We don't know the full extent of her powers / her friends.
Truth. But I'll take that gamble right now. And besides, I am one of the only party members who has not talked to this woman yet.
It's very true.
Isn't the list exhausted at me and Sean? Hasn't everybody else not spoken to her?
The reporter and I bothered her.
You've bothered as a reporter.
No,
Dan,
those
have you
bounce
spoken with her?
either.
No, I stole shit from her. I have not spoken to her.
That's like speaking to someone, but silently and behind their back.
Kind of, yes.
All right. So yeah, whatever order you want to do this in, Nick.
All right, so I'm gonna drag us back out to main map because we're gonna do a new short scene from now. Because very quickly we are going to hit Boogeyman is dragged to City Hall, or the Rocco is dragged to City Hall. Information is going to be transmitted, and it's a question of what do you guys want to see first? Are we going to pass to Rocco, who's going to get the conversation with the red tape, or do you guys want to get some information otherwise?
I have a question actually before this happens.
Yep.
Do they like search me and take stuff from me?
They're going to search you, and if you have a weapon, take it?
Not a weapon. No, Dan has his communicators. I don't know if they know what those look like.
They probably shouldn't.
Hey, Dan, did you draw down a blueprint at any point?
Nah, probably not. We kind of slapped those together for a mission, so. Actually, yeah, no, we specifically slapped those together for the heist. So no, I would not have had time to do a blueprint for those.
Yep. Because probably they're gonna make Rocco remove his hat.
That's fine.
Which is presumably where the communicator is stashed.
I mean, will the hat be nearish by?
I mean, nearish. They're not gonna make you take it away, but
I'll just turn on the communicator.
Okay.
Even if I take my hat off, just so you guys can get a line and maybe hear what's being said.
Excellent.
I'm banking on the fact that no one's technologically advanced enough in this place to actually know what this is.
I think it's more of assuming that like you hit a radio inside of a hat, and they're not going to really search your fucking hat. Besides,
yeah.
Do you have any guns?
They've established that you're the boogeyman. They're probably assuming it's a spirit that's possessing your hat or something.
Well, if they can figure that out.
Except they also don't believe in those.
Well, some of them.
No,
Red
remember,
Tape doesn't, but she's also Delulu.
Remember,
Yeah.
the red tape doesn't believe in those.
Rasputin
That's fair.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rasputin can confirm it's not magic.
Yeah, Rasputin would like try and find magic on you, and you would note that there's something lingering on that coin, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, I would have also definitely let the completely broken remains of the "this uses your lifespan" ring in the bar for him to find after I left.
He's not the one doing that search after you left. He's in the car making sure the boogeyman doesn't do shenanigans as he gets delivered to the red tape.
I kind of wanted to taunt him with the fact that I used the thing that stole from him.
Can I have a quick conversation with
And
Rasputin
broke
in the
it.
car?
Absolutely. Right now
Right.
it is you, Rasputin, probably Patty, and Helen.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Someone's birthday?
I think you just said happy birthday to Satan.
Yeah, we're hearing what you got again.
So I'll talk to Rasputin. I'm like, so What they offer you to actually sign that contract? Huh?
Oh, he's easy. 10 years of service, and then I'm free. A free man, all things forgiven.
And you're okay being on a leash that long? Huh?
Yeah, it's one way to say you've never been to Russia. This barely counts compared to the Tsar.
Weaker man than I figured, despite that jaw of yours.
When you have more years than most people, you find a way to roll with the punches, as they say. Besides, it's a very interesting place, City Hall.
I guess I'll find out soon enough.
Can't wait to figure out exactly why everything is happening the way it is there. And I suppose you'll feel it. Everyone feels it. Oh. And it might
I
be
don't
very
know.
unpleasant for you.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ruski. I'm just a simple bartender after all.
Mm. Mm.
Definitely just a little condescending chuckle with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, let's just hope your jaw and lungs still work. Given, he's just gonna wave his hand in a weird gesture, and I was just like, both of you be quiet. Um, Rocco's gonna get brought to the back of City Hall, led in.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting you there is going to be Justice and Discipline.
All right.
Both going to nod to the police and Rasputin. Thank you. We'll take it from here. Your associates phoned ahead.
I see y'all got a nice new dog there. You should treat him well. I bet he likes biscuits.
It doesn't take much to notice that Justice is not as comfortable with this as Discipline seems to be.
With Rasputin there.
Yep.
But I suppose that's fine. Just recruiting the very criminals you want to bring in. That seems on par for City Hall these days. So, are we gonna stand here forever, or are you gonna take me to the party proper?
Right this way. And Rocco's gonna feel the full brunt of that Laura.
There it is. Yep.
Boy, is that unpleasant when magic is reanimating your body.
Yep. I don't like the feel of that.
It's real bad.
Ow.
It's not so much that as everything's slow. Like there's a quarter-second delay whenever you think you're gonna do something to you actually doing it.
Yeah, it's taking more effort to will this corpse to do things.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Do they bring me in?
They bring you in. They set you to the Red Tape's office where she's waiting behind her desk.
You know, I gotta say, lady, I've had a lot of drinks in my day. Being around you is like the worst hangover I think I've ever had. Do you have that effect on all the guys that come into your office?
I'll take that as a compliment. Alcohol is both illegal and a sin.
Wasn't illegal for that long ago. Laws change. Laws change. That's just the way the world is.
That they do. The law does change, and we finally managed to improve that one. Soon enough, we'll improve many more.
I'm sure you think that. Can I sit down?
Please.
My legs are a little tired. Thank you. I don't think we've actually had the pleasure before. Rocco Morselli, nice to meet you, miss.
Red Tape is fine, and that isn't quite the name I thought you had if you are who I think you are.
I am just your average illicit bartender.
Someone I suspect is a mutual problem of ours seemed to think differently.
You mean that the Russian wizard there?
No, Mr. Niccolo.
I'd say I haven't heard that name in a long time, but it's been a week.
That sounds about right.
All right. Let's talk then. What do you want exactly, Red Tape?
It's very simple. I want the various criminal elements of this city. People who are hurting people, people who are disrupting everything, to stop. Like there to be actual justice, structure, order in these streets. Something that has been lacking for years now.
You know what the funny part is about that mistape? I actually agree with you.
She's just gonna raise an eyebrow at that.
Why does that surprise you?
Let's see. Actually, relative to many of your compatriots, I'm willing to believe that. Of them, I suspect that now you are nowhere near as much of a problem.
I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
So what I want, it's very simple. Right now, there are still a large number of more dangerous criminals. Many of them gone. However, your group has begun actively interfering in me stopping them.
Do you mean actively interfering as in making sure that people aren't enslaved to your will?
You're gonna briefly feel a pulse that of like extra gravity that makes the chair's legs creak under you.
I'm glad I don't. I'm gonna turn to my breath.
Breaking
I'm
into
glad I don't
my
have to breathe.
office and involving my family in these matters.
Well, as you've said, drastic times, drastic measures, right? Tell me, Miss Tape, you ever tried to look at this from a different perspective?
She's gonna stare at you in waiting for you to continue.
You're all up here in City Hall, and you think justice is this black and white thing that ever people do right or wrong and that makes them good or evil. But something tells me you haven't seen the world the way me and others in this city have seen it. You don't know the things that really make people tick the way a common person would. Because the world ain't black and white in this tape. It's shades of gray. It's people just struggling and trying their best out there, sometimes making mistakes, doing their best. And I think until you can understand that, then your justice is indistinguishable from tyranny. I don't think you're a bad person, Miss Tape. I think you and I want exactly the same thing. But I don't think you're very tolerant of views that don't quite fit your own. I think you are very willing to burn the world down if it makes it an orderly one. And I got a lot of people living in that world that I'm not going to watch burn. Good people that are going to get stomped for your need for your form of justice, which allows no wiggle room.
I feel like there's quite a lot of wiggle room.
Really now.
Very simple. Similar to that which I gave to the man calling himself Rasputin. There are plenty of things people can do. You just have to stop stealing from and hurting others. She's going to put down something in front of you, and I think this is where we're going to cut the scene for a sec while other people do research.
Hooray!
Yeah, it was saying that there was some godly heritage, most likely in this bloodline. Is there any way for you to kind of track that down?
I don't really know how. I think I'd want to reach out to others for help with that. Maybe start with Iota. She has a lot of weird ways of getting some info. But tracking down an entire bloodline otherwise is going to be pretty difficult, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a thought on how I can figure this out, or at least narrow it down.
Right?
Nick, from past experience, and since we know who the red tape is, Melissa, and we know we found out a lot about her. Is it safe to assume we at least know the basics of like how old she is? Because we do have photos of her school yearbook, so we can backdate it and figure out what year she was born in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Real quickly, just to see if it narrows it down, I would like to, go into train space and see if there were any collected tickets in around 9-10 months prior to her birth in the Chicago area, because I believe that is where it was stated she was born, and see if there's any bites on people who called them in.
Mm-hmm.
Also would want to look a little bit after as well, because of the fact that we don't know exact time for when the dad ditched.
That's true, but I'm looking more for you know what? Let's do a 2-year period in Chicago and see how many bites I get from anything stronger than say Sean, because I'm assuming there's not going to be that many hits in Chicago.
There's a fair number, but not a huge amount. But give me an overcome, Izzy.
Can you roll it for me? I would like to roll principle of. I'm going to assume this is order because bookkeeping is orderly, and I guess roll magical lore and alertness, trains, one of those things that makes sense.
I think this is trains because this is going into train space.
Very well.
Rolling the dice. Also, Izzy, you previously spent one of your negate a minor twists to save civilians. You
Sounds
got
like something.
Complete success on this roll.
Cool. What do I get? How many people?
So The big one that you wind up getting at least here is there's a fair bit of Fae activity coming to and from Chicago in that year. Like there's a fair bit every year.
Well, we kind of know that this is a god, not a fae, from when I dealt with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just giving you overall information. And the big thing is, most of the gods you get seem somewhat related to that, with an exception.
Okay.
Which is that you eventually get Sanctus. Or Sanctus. Sanctus? I'm not good at Latin.
Okay, I'm assuming this is a god of sanctification from the name.
No.
Okay. Okay, that's the name.
Can you post the name?
Doop, doop, doop. And I'm just going to post it in Roll20 because I'm typing something up elsewhere.
Can someone else share it in Discord? I will also share that information with the group as soon as I find it.
After the beat, say a name and
So I know we determined that while it wasn't really my thing, based off the fact that Rome did have trade with Celtic tribes, and therefore it was used to determine based off rolls that I knew Latin.
Yep.
Can I roll for what would know about this god?
Yes, you can.
Which I think will be principle of immortality again, because this is 100% yep, I was around long enough that, like, I might have more experience with this. And why did Roll20 go very slow? So that, other literally methods, are we in yellow or green?
You are in green still.
Okay. Deduction, otherworldly mythos, and green there. That is a 9.
So,
Oh yeah.
This is one who you actually might. I'm gonna go with dealt with rarely, but did it. Which he's a god of oaths and trust and honesty.
That tracks fairly well. A little bit weird that would have abandoned the kid. So I think that's another thing to check. And also probably makes her denying her base nature way more potentially problematic than it would normally. But also definitely explains why I can do contracts, because that's not necessarily always a thing that a god can do, I think, depending on domain.
Nope. Most gods, in fact, cannot do that outside of getting a god who actually can do oath binding to help them, or enforcing it through intimidation or divine will.
Yeah. So, I think that there are potentially 2 other things that would want to do from here, of try and find out more about where this god is currently and get in contact, and then see if there's something that can be used with the fact of the identity and the fact she's kind of denying that to potentially... Is there a way you can get a god to give up their power?
I mean, there's legends about that, but it very much requires a severe investment of will and magic.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start to talk... I think there's 2 approaches. Get in contact with the father and see what can do with that. And then the other is, especially because of the fact that, like, hey, what gives for abandoning the family and things like that, and your heir is therefore kind of fucking things up because of the fact that she doesn't know what she's doing. Like, there's some worry about teaming up with her, but I'd hope that, like, that would involve taking her away to train for long enough. And the other is a thing of, like, okay, with the fact that it is contracts, oaths, a demigod of contracts and oaths, and her constantly denying that's what she is there something we can do with that to kind of shut herself off further? And yeah, this one probably, therefore, it would have actually gotten involved with the, oh yeah, we had trade negotiations and contracts.
Yep. But you can get more in touch with people after that, because we still have Foundry and Ruth for doing something in green about this.
What the fuck is Foundry supposed to do about this?
Go talk to the common
Same
people.
here.
Give boosts to people, contact an NPC.
There's
try to get complaints about the fact that the cops did not have a warrant.
there's still her family to follow up with too. We know there's some unresolved issues there.
True,
Okay, but like, how much of those are important? Is my thought.
Something there is important because remember there's some stuff they did not want to talk about.
Right, but also we need more info about the family situation and this potential, and this, like, god who is
Honestly,
potentially
if we
parent.
talk to the priest brother, he might be helpful in this situation.
That's
Yes,
reasonable.
let's just dump more heretical bullshit on his doorstep.
I mean, look,
I
if
mean,
anyone,
there
if, any,
were
if
there were
anyone's
some
willing,
members of her family that were more into
if
magic.
anyone's willing to talk about a religion, religion is going to be a priest. Okay.
I mean,
Sister was also.
yeah, her sister was also kind of into magic and fairy tales.
Her
sister's
sister was into woo, let's be clear.
Like, I feel like the priest is probably the best, like, look, can we just level with you, guy?
Yeah, like in this day and age, the sister's probably just like an anti-vaxxer or something.
God damn it. We also never talked to the mom.
Nope.
True, although...
And we had a picture of the dad, right? Didn't we see one?
Yes. I think.
You haven't gone to... No, you had a picture of the stepdad.
Yes.
While you guys think, I'm going to grab some water. I'll be right back.
That's very fair. What if we just get all her family members to show up at City Hall?
Oh,
This wouldn't solve
I'm
anything,
trying
but it
to
would
figure
cause
out-
chaos.
It would cause chaos, but trying to think of what is most helpful because of the thing of, yes, there's the priest that's a little bit more willing, but all of this is definitely considered heretical, so I'm not sure we know how to actually direct that into a way that will be helpful or useful, other than picking a fight with his sister, which I don't think really necessarily helps.
Yes, but it causes me personally glee. Talking to the mom honestly might not be a bad idea. She might know that he was a god.
That's true. Talking to the monk could be more fruitful. I mean, yeah, it's as good an idea as any.
Have we come to a decision?
I think we're gonna go talk to the mom.
Okay. Also, Wex, I added you because I sent you what you read.
What now?
Check your Whisper channel for text.
Oh joy.
Oh, it's because that's what she's letting me read.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Dan, do you want Foundry to just be going, or do you want to team up on this?
Probably team up.
Yeah, okay. Yet our trip, we haven't had a side trip together.
That's
Yep.
true. We have not had our own side quest.
I have not had a field trip with Zuko yet.
Yes, you made the joke.
I was just about to make that joke.
Get fucked, everyone! I also knew the reference.
You're too young to know that reference.
No one is too young for ATLA.
Also, I think more than the rest of us, this was Ash's age group that was the primary demographic of that.
Yeah, if anything, you guys are old.
I think
Take
that's
that.
very
You
true.
don't
It
have
isn't
to
that
just
it's
say
like-
it like that, even if it's true.
Ash was the primary demographic for that, not the rest of us.
Get fucked, bitch.
As the oldest person here, hey.
Hey,
Yep.
we
But, all right.
resemble that.
So, you guys, again, because you did a lot of stalking, know exactly where her mom's house is.
Yay, stalking.
Hey, it's
Second,
not
I'm just-
stalking if it's publicly available information. Then it's journalism.
That's
That's even-
not true at all. That's still stalking.
What's even more sad is I'm the second youngest.
Technically, you are both the youngest characters as
Yeah,
well.
That's also true, yes.
It is true.
Winning.
This is an adventure where your young hearts will be set ablaze.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's a nice, quaint house. What time of day are you going to visit?
Immediately after we're done talking to Good Spirits and Mr. Conductor.
So in the middle of
So-
dinner time. Got it.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have time to be polite about this shit.
No, not really.
Is she having dinner with the entire family? Because that
No,
would be
she's having dinner with her husband and her son, who you did also meet already.
Oh, good.
Which one? The priest or the younger one?
The younger one.
Ashter! My
Yeah.
buddy!
yeah, the small child you corrupted with alcohol.
Yeah,
He already knew what it was.
The weird lady from the bar is back.
Yes, no, like, he's going to answer the door like, hello?
Welcome, Mr. Ashton. Your mother doesn't happen to be home, is she?
She is, we're kind of in the middle of dinner.
Dad, drop the classic. Oh, thank goodness I'm starving.
I don't think that is that.
I don't think that's very in character, as funny as that would be.
Is there a problem I can help you with, ma'am?
I'm afraid I really need to talk to your mother. It's not the best of circumstances, so I figured she should know sooner rather than later.
He's like, yeah, like, the blood runs out of his face. He's like, just give me a minute.
I look at Foundry and I'm just like, we really don't have time to be around the bush.
I mean,
She's gonna think one of her kids is dead. If
We're
he
not
thinks it like that.
officers. We're not officers.
for clarification's sake, you keep saying Foundry. Did Foundry show up in his mech?
No.
Okay.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Are you
Wait,
guys
actually,
wearing
that's a
any form
fantastic
of mask?
question. Are you in full civvies right now?
I mean, you're
Yeah,
in
are you in
civvies.
civvies or costumes?
I am in civvies. You have never shown me your actual identity, though. You have been very careful about that.
At this point, I think we're kind of past that. Yes, I'm in civilian mode.
Okay, thank you.
At least I can learn the identity of Foundry. I have no idea who this is.
That was such a good
No,
episode.
the reaction is, it's not Creek.
It's definitely not Greek.
Damn.
Actually, come to think of it, if you know who Krieg is and you know about the labor movement, you probably at least know that you probably know my face because I'm like a close associate of the other like major labor movement people.
Yes, I know you tangentially, as it's like I've heard of you from other people type situation.
Sean,
I was so
Sean,
sure it
thank
was
you.
Krieg.
Sean,
Little
thank you for
bit.
posting that.
Good job, everyone.
I beat the GM.
You did. I had to do GMing things.
Success.
That is easily one of the best episodes of the show.
It is. It's so
We're having
funny.
a difficult day.
I,
We truly
Lex,
are.
I, Lex Luthor, will do this evil thing now.
Because I'm evil.
You gonna wash your hands?
No,
No.
because I'm evil.
Evil.
That is, by the way, the best example of. Can I just a little side rant? Does anyone else hate it when people switch brains in shows and they switch the voice actors? And I'm like, don't do that.
My favorite is when they actually get voice actor A to try doing the voice of the character.
Well, again,
It's way better when it's the same VA, but they're like swapping personalities.
exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why the Justice League episode is great here, and I kind of hate shows that like do the swap and change the voices. It bothers me.
I agree. One of the many more reasons why DBZA is fantastic.
It's true.
I mean, that's the advantage of animation, that you can choose to do that, and it's not more difficult versus live action. So take advantage of it.
Oh, fun factoid with that episode. Do you know what makes the Flash swapping bodies with Luthor super great in that episode?
Is it the Flash also the live action Luthor in a series?
Yes, he was Lex Luthor on Smallville.
That's
Amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And Clancy Brown is Clancy Brown.
Yep.
Also, can we just state that when they did do it in live action, it was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and it just felt weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. So
Yeah.
soon thereafter, like older woman is getting kind of like, oh no, oh dear, please, what's wrong? That nothing bad happened to. Briefly looks at Boundary. Oh no, did something happen in the factory? Please tell me Astra's still going to have his job.
No, ma'am. It's nothing like that. I apologize for starting up such a fuss. Hey, maybe come in.
Yes. Just give me one moment. I need to rearrange the sitting room. She's gonna spend about 5 minutes rearranging their living room, brewing tea, and inviting you guys in.
We're so rude.
No.
This is important, and Asher said that, that you're a very important person, Miss. Could you, what's happening?
I'm going to be very straight with you, ma'am, and because once again, we don't want to waste your time, and we're not really here to cause any amount of trouble. So can you just level with us here? Sankus, are you familiar with him?
She's just gonna go dead silent for a moment, and then... Who sent you?
No one, ma'am. We're just a bit concerned, given everything that's been going on lately with your daughter, and the fact that there are some secrets that haven't gotten out yet, and they're...
What's...
Sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
She's in there like, nothing's going on. She's doing great. She has a fantastic job.
Ma'am, are you familiar with the red tape?
Not personally, but I think she's doing wonderful things for the city.
Marissa hasn't mentioned her, has she?
She said that she's seen her at City Hall sometimes, but she hasn't spoken about her in depth.
I kind of look at Foundry.
Foundry is very carefully biting his tongue.
Fuck it, no, Ruth is angry. Imagine that it would be rather hard for Marissa to run into the red tape, seeing as they're the same person.
No, my little girl, no.
Just rip that band-aid off, why don't you?
Mom, if you're aware of her parentage, it's not really that surprising that she turned into a superhero with very strong morals.
She was always impressive, but the red tape fights criminals and gets shot. If this is your idea of a joke interview, I'm very sorry, but April is nowhere near right now.
It's no joke, ma'am. It occurs to me now we don't really have a whole lot of material evidence to prove this to her.
I mean, we do know that the tapes that she used have Latin written on them that is basically
And I
describing
have
how
pictures of that I am going to place on the table in front of us.
and basic from what we've overheard and gotten, and the things of previous discussions, she can have a create magically binding contracts that people have to go along with whatever they sign, that they are magically bound to follow. Like, we do know that. We do know those things.
We do, but it's proving it to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm putting down the photo with the red tape with the inscriptions that
Yeah.
were good enough Latin for good spirits to read.
It is also potentially worth bringing up the things with the contracts, just because of the fact that that does tie to one of Sanctus's direct domains.
Miss, I'm sorry, this is a very good photo, but there's just no way she could. Actually, how did you get this photo?
I'm very good at my job now. And I know it might be hard to hear, but she hasn't been working as part of the law office for a very long time. I'm sure if you asked around there, around City Hall for an attorney, that they wouldn't know her. She's officially resigned. And I'm not saying all of this to just cause your way, because I do think she is one of the most capable women that I have ever met, and she can take care of herself. But I'm scared of the fact that she doesn't know what kind of powers she has. Marissa has, from what I've heard from your family, Marissa has never been big on believing in magic. And I think that's going to cause her more harm than good, especially when she starts making contracts that have more binding power than she's aware of.
There's a brief moment where she sits there and goes, "Oh, you're the ones who talked to Jake." Just squinting at both of you for a second. Jake
Not
said,
us directly, ma'am, some of our friends.
"Please roll deception for me."
Yeah, that's very fucking fair.
Can I boost on this?
Yep.
Okay, let's hold on. Where's my sheet? There we go.
Wearing green, I'm gonna say intuition and persuasion.
Yep, that's fair.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say. I'm probably gonna try to appeal. I'm probably gonna just try to lean into the blue cup to my folksy factory worker thing and go blue collar and probably just untrained power.
There's like, there is no way I could be a superhero. Look at the grease stains on my overalls.
Right, exactly. Let's see. I can't really use a principle on this.
Nope.
All right, let's see what we get. Oh, okay.
It's a +2.
Take it, and I will burn 2 separate. What do you mean I'm supernatural? I totally still count as clearly human. What do you mean I'm corrupted by a gun? To get that up to a +5.
And I am human.
Yep.
Let's roll, baby.
I'm
Okay, that's a 6.
Success with a minor twist.
Well, what about the? Oh wait, never mind. Mid die, right?
Yeah, mid die.
Well, doesn't Foundry's boost still apply for a +2?
Oh yeah, Foundry boost applies.
I
that's
had
a-
a +3, so that's a +5.
Oh,
Yay.
Oh, that's
Oh.
an 8, which is a complete success.
Oh, sorry, I can't count a fucking parrot.
We're so good at math
We're so good at math. I've lied about numbers.
and lying to moms.
Lo-
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I was.
Important skill,
I
lying
can't
to
even see the
parents.
screen, and I'm like, those numbers don't add up.
I would like to just in this moment, as Ruth is telling a bold-faced lie, recall the time that I was talking to my mother about Mr. Conductor's dilemma, and just being like, no, he's a character actor. It's very like, no one's in any like real true trouble, mom. And I just see another mom in front of me, and I'm like, I can still do this. I can still lie.
Yup.
Integrity of the press, right out the window.
Hey baby, do you remember what the first part of my pun name is? I mean,
Mhm.
last part of my pun name is. I
Yeah.
included both. God,
You
I
mean
can't
truth?
spell or numbers today.
Truth and lies?
Yep.
Truth and lies. Lies is at the back, baby.
Cue the Danganronpa theme.
Do 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 do.
I hate the fact that this is like the second GIF that comes up when you type in Danganronpa.
Oh no.
I hate my life. Anyways, the mom, we've lied to her very well.
We're so good at lying.
Dears, I cannot recommend getting involved in any of this in that case. But no, this is something that is very traumatic for the family. We don't talk about it because all it does creates arguments.
Man, like it or not, we're elbow deep in this, and to be frank, the entire city is in one way or another.
man, I am sad that I'm not around for this conversation at this point.
Wouldn't
Get
that
fucked,
be convenient
Kitty.
for you, Mr. Lord of Chicago?
Yeah, I might have to do my own separate follow-up meeting next round.
You bust in through the window.
They've restarted dinner, and you just bust in through the front door.
Dinner the next day.
The conductor is bringing lover number 1 home to dinner.
I'm probably also for just going to show up as a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna just talk as a cat? That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I can say or what I know, but what do you need to know?
The whole truth, Mom, and nothing but it. Otherwise, I'm really scared about what's gonna happen here.
I mean, well, back in the summer of 1890, like, if you ask your religion, you are getting a long, rambling story that takes probably about 2 hours to get to any sort of point.
Regarding this,
Yes.
Break out the notepad for tomorrow's front page. The truth behind City Hall.
She is going to describe an absolutely lovely vacation that she went on back then, with her family, where she just met the kindest and most gorgeous man she'd ever imagined. And they had, a whirlwind romance. It was lovely. He was so caring. The only problem was it took some time for him to come to the United States. And, well, he came for a bit, but then eventually she got the truth about who he was, and he said he was a god, and he said that, unfortunately, she would have to join him in Italy. He had things he needed to do there and couldn't stay here with her. And her current husband and most of her kids think that he was a liar who, just ran away. But she's pretty certain he was a god. Who was very forthright with her that he could stay for 3 or 4 years, but then he would have to return to Italy. And one big thing is she never had the heart to tell him she was pregnant.
oh,
Uh-oh.
Well, we're about to make this so much worse, aren't we?
Yep.
Are your radios on, by the way?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Good Spirits
Yeah.
is not going to be able to hear us.
For the record, Nick, Ruth is taking notes on this. I don't think consistently she hasn't encrypted anything with like enough magic bullshit. So that's
Yep.
just of a note to you as a GM.
I know. You said you were taking notes, and I'm like, oh boy.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you caught that.
Oh, so much worse.
So, yeah, that's the big thing. You're there for several hours because a huge amount of her story is this whirlwind romance that does not get to the point for a long time.
Yeah, that's very fair. I feel like Ruth occasionally like guides her, but then she's like, okay, wait, no, that actually sounds very romantic. Please tell me more.
Mm-hmm.
Ruth is taking notes for out.
Yes, obviously.
Obviously. All right. We are at the end of Green.
This is going great, guys. You're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job.
With the information we are given, hell yeah.
So, team, who wants to go next?
I mean, I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I have an idea.
This is bad idea hour. Go for it.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is bad idea hour.
Mr. Conductor is going to blow his whistle and see if Diesel wants to take him to Italy.
Yes!
Yes!
Okay, I'd say, Mr. Conductor, you can do that. You will be there until the end of Red on the train.
I won't be arriving there until the end of Red, or I will at least have an action in Red.
You will get an action at the last tick of Red for this.
Wait, how long is the tracker right now? I need to know. Is it the basic 4 slots?
It's the basic 4 slots.
We're so fucked.
You're
I
in
need
yellow
to
currently.
determine whether or not I'm going with for that.
Yeah, I mean, I will offer. Do you want to come with so we can see if we can find Daddy Dearest.
Nick, is there a way to summon or message a god outside of this? Because I feel like there is.
There should be the equivalent of a god's phone number that you can call.
Like,
So
I mostly
the
know
answer
how to.
is most gods, you can go to their temples and get a message to them there.
If I make a
Otherwise-
quick shrine, if I make a quick shrine or temple to Sanctus, potentially with help from like Iota or someone, can we then just use it to message instead?
That will require significant overcomes. You could also try contacting the relevant messenger god.
Fuck, we do have the contact info for Mercury, don't we?
Because we're on such good terms with Mercury right now.
Yeah, no, but you know what?
He got his ticket back.
Fine. Can you arrange a meeting with Mercury?
That one is easier to do because the messenger gods actually have contact information that, like, they put out there in the supernatural community. So yeah, you can arrange our Mr. C and Good Spirits arranging a meeting with Mercury.
It's so much easier for me just to take the train to this guy.
But then the problem is if you do that, then we literally are down 2 party members for when the inevitable rescue operation has to happen.
Does that have
And
to
you're the
occur at
best
the end of
thing
this
for
thread?
the and you're the best way for
Okay, Nick, can I send a miniature train to this guy with a letter on it?
No, you don't know where the fuck he is.
Well, then going to Italy wouldn't help me, now would it?
So
No!
we use the
I was
messenger
surprised you
god.
asked.
We use the messenger god.
Fine, we use the guy who really doesn't like me.
Also, I'm trying to figure out when child support would have existed in Illinois. The earliest laws. The response
There
I've
is no
gotten is that
international child support to this day.
what?
There is no international
Yes.
child support.
But it has existed in certain states to different levels for a very long period, for a longer period of time.
Italy.
But he was in Chicago for a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
Do
there's
you
no
think-
way this works.
Do you think that Good Spirits really cares that much about bringing this up, other than to be really stupid about it?
Hold on, wait, we can be smart about this. What was this guy's domains again?
Contracts.
Oath, trust, honesty were the 3 that Nick listed.
Yep.
Yeah. Contracts also appear when was looking up on Wikipedia this one, which is just the thing of like, oh yes, this person would definitely have been involved in the trade negotiations between the mystical people of Ireland and mystical people of Rome.
Yep.
Okay, so wait a minute. Then double check then to see if, in fact, the child support thing is accurate, because we could say that's a contract that you edged out of, and he wouldn't do that because he's a god of contracts.
Well, he didn't necessarily know, but
Well, now he knows, and he has to, at the very least, offer his guiding hand to keep his daughter in line.
So, answer is, Izzy, by the 1910s, basically every state had child support in some way.
There you go. There's your motivation, Sean.
yeah.
There we go.
More
So,
facts. We
This
keep
game
learning
is
fun
game
history
historical
facts.
How has this game turned into child welfare reform?
Because we were already doing union bullshit and saying fuck the cops. Is this really a surprise?
I mean, fair, but still.
Dan, how many games have you made an orphanage? This is a step up.
Think is fair, goddamn child support?
Okay, so what I'm hearing is Mr. C and Good Spirits are going to contact, go to the way to contact Mercury, who eventually, pretty quickly, you're going to get, that ticket's getting called in for him to show up.
You
For
know what?
Mercury or
I'll-
Sanctus?
I'll send Toby to pick him up.
Yeah, and Mercury's gonna come off a train. He's like, all right, got the message. What exactly is it that you two need?
Well, one of the members of your pantheon has sired a demigod in this city whose lack of understanding of their nature is warping the fabric of reality.
Look, I don't
We would
mess
like
with
to-
anything Jupiter's done. That's a different problem.
So, surprisingly,
Understandable.
so understandable for the confusion, but it is not actually Jupiter in this instance who is being the negligent parent.
Okay,
Isn't
I'm also
Jupiter-
not messing with Neptune's mistakes.
None of your parents or uncles in this case. One of your half brothers, I believe.
All right, you need some proof for that, but that's gonna be some nice gossip next time we all have dinner.
Beryl, we would like to formally
course-
send
of course,
a request to
Mercury's-
summon the member of your pantheon known as Sanctus, who unknowingly sired a child in this city.
Oh, so of course,
As the
Mercury's a
current Lord of
chatty bitch.
Chicago, I would like to speak to him about this.
All right. So we say a traditional offering for a message then. You
What
you
is
would
the
know this
traditional
is you have to sacrifice 5 bulls to him.
5 bulls?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm sure the city has a slaughterhouse, guys.
I'm pretty sure there's a slaughterhouse I can go to, but could I also just like, if I drop like 5 cast in silver like toy bowls in front, would that count? Because I find that also amusing.
He's gonna like, I'll give you 1 1/4 for those.
Fine, I know where where a few of the slaughterhouses are. Some of them are.
Well,
Some
wait
of
a
them
minute.
leave out some tasty scraps.
Wait
We'll
a
get
minute.
this
How
done.
how can you sacrifice 3/4 of a bull?
Very carefully.
No, obviously like you get 1 of the legs. It's yours. The
Look.
rest is mine.
Look, some of the meat goes to the god, and some of the meat is kept for the people.
Okay, and where am I shipping this meat to?
It's not really shipped.
Look,
It's
burn
more
it
of
in
an
a copper
offering.
brazier that's aligned with my symbols. Duh.
Well, I like how much of a catty bitch Mercury is.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, he would be the king of gossip and catty bullshit.
Absolutely.
also, so he should be really just so pleased to find that, like, Sanctus of all of his siblings is the one who has the bastard kid running around.
Oh, he is. He absolutely is. He's gonna be, once you actually get to slurs and stuff, it's like, all right, so give me the tea so I can give it to him.
Okay, so he had from what we can gather, he had a romance with the woman in the city. She had a child that she did not tell him about. He had told her he had to go back to Rome, and the relationship kind of just ended there without him ever finding out about this. Since she's both tapping into her father's domain unknowingly and is very much in denial about what she is, that's currently kind of destabilizing the entire realm here, which I feel like you probably have noticed the fact that the whole veil is rather weak in this city.
Gonna be honest, not really my domain or something I pay attention to that much.
Eh.
That's more a you guys thing.
I mean, you guys deal with it a little as well, but I guess it depends a bit on which member of your family.
Yeah, not my job, not my responsibility.
Yeah, your messages are mostly within realm than across realm.
Pretty much. Across realm is this guy's job. So, Mr. Conductor, I got my ticket. Are you gonna issue one to my brother?
I'm gonna like reach into a side satchel, pull out a little register thing, and I'm like, "We've got this one covered," and I will issue him a ticket.
Mm-hmm. Which type
Do I
of
have to
ticket?
make do I have to make an overcome or anything for that? It's a
No.
round trip ticket for Rome to Chicago.
Wonderful. Now, it might take a little bit for him to actually get done. He's very busy still. I think he's negotiating with the Norse again right now. Anyway, you guys get burning, and message will be off.
All right. So the plan, in fact, is arson. Sean, we have to burn down a slaughterhouse.
No, just steal some cows from a slaughterhouse.
What the fuck?
Yeah, look, I already
This
know
is not the game for planned arson, Izzy.
No, it's fine. We can get a hold of them.
Just 5 cows from a slaughterhouse.
We get the money. We get the money from or other trade goods from capitalism. We go off and buy the cows we need.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't we do that?
As opposed to fucking burning a slaughterhouse to the ground.
Jesus, Izzy, like that was your first reaction?
You have to understand, I've had to keep a cap on a lot of this for most of this game. Mr. Conductor is not what I normally play.
I know.
It's been delightful to watch AC play the straight man rather than that. All right, so team, who wants to go next?
Yeah. Well, no, it's our decision. We're going to pass. Let's finish with the the Satanic Shot and the Foundry bit, and save Boogeyman for the end.
Hooray.
Did we still want to talk to her, or are we good?
I don't think we can get a whole lot else out of her, and she's not going to be able to convince Red Tape to stop.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought.
I mean, did we find out enough about the religious conflict? I feel like that's still important.
I feel like that just stems from the fact that
Yeah, the fact the family has a Christian priest, a parent that believes that the Roman pantheon exists, and another child that believes in various other magic things, and a flat Earth atheist.
So what's Red Tape believe?
Red Tape is the one I labeled flat Earth
Oh.
atheist.
Yeah, she's a flat Earth atheist who is also divine.
yes.
Yep.
That sounds like an amazing PC character to play.
Actually, yes.
I mean, this character was explored in the Dresden Files, by the way.
Oh.
Wait, really?
The holy knight who was an agnostic.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean, yeah.
Like, I was of the opinion we got all the information out of the mother we were going to get.
I agree. I do find it funny that, like, fundamentally Red Tape thinks her own dad is fake news.
It is funny. Dan, did you know what you wanted to do this turn?
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Because I feel like my job is to cause Press Kerfuckle Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I was gonna give a suggestion. Do you want to go to the Boogeyman, and then you two will have things to react to from listening to the radio?
That
You
seems
know what?
like a
Yeah,
better idea.
if Flex is all right with not
Yeah,
ending on his turn.
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
I'm kind of just chilling because I'm not really involved in anything right now.
Yep, and you have no idea what's going on.
Nope.
So yeah, when we last left off with the Boogeyman, the Red Tape showed him a copy of the contract that Rasputin signed.
Right. I'm like, I kind of nod at him, like, after reading it over, I'm like, actually, I got to be honest. All things considered, it's pretty fair.
He caused a great deal of destruction, and now he's serving the public.
I nod, I'm like, it's reasonable. Believe it or not, I don't hate it. It is a way to pay his time, I guess.
And this is precisely what I would see everyone who is empowered in some way in the city, whether that be through abilities such as your own, the act of being law enforcement or similar, to be under something just as generous but fair.
Nah, see, that's where we disagree. I see this as fair from someone who is a pretty legit villain who has agreed to serve some time for things he's done. But just because he got abilities means you have to sign a contract? That's BS, lady. You think every powered person out there even wants to be in this gig? Hero, villain, any of that?
I think all of them that use their abilities to enact violence are and ought to be restricted. If someone, say, Justice, wished instead of fighting crime to be a sculptor and used her abilities purely for that, there would be no issue.
No issue according to you, right? See, that's the problem with all this. You're the arbiter here of all this. It's your way or the highway, right?
Someone has to be.
Do they? I don't know if I agree with that. People were getting on pretty fine by themselves before you decided to show up and be judge, jury, and executioner. Wasn't always perfect, but people got to make their own choices.
She's gonna look the boogeyman dead in the eye, and I don't have the ability to check her backstory, but she's just quote the name of someone he killed.
Someone I killed?
Yep.
I don't even blink. Just a person. I'm like, what's your point?
I would hardly call that just getting along.
Yeah?
The correct
I made a
number
mistake.
of murders in a city is 0.
You're never going to have that happen. Because people are people. That comes with the mess of being human.
And that's where we're going to disagree, Mr. Boogeyman, because I can make that happen. It may not be overnight. It might take quite a few years. But that's now possible.
So you'd rather have a world where no evil happens, but no one has a choice about it?
I would rather have a world in which people don't need to be forced into being good, but that's not the world we live in.
If people don't make a choice to be good, then there's no good at all. Good has to be a choice, or it doesn't exist.
I think that's where we'll disagree. Mr. Rasputin is doing good now where he wasn't before. There was some amount of choice, but really, what is the choice between 30 years in prison and community service? Anyone with a brain knows which one to make there.
I'd pay for an eternity of suffering if it meant doing the right thing. Doing the right thing, but doing the right thing means making the choice to do it, not feeling you're forced to do it. And believe me, I should know.
She's going to roll her eyes as like, yes, and so claims my brother as well. That is not the world we live in.
You don't think the priest might have a little bit of insight on this?
No. I think his delusions are merely slightly different than those of my sister, my mother, my other brother, every single family member, and a significant fraction of this country.
The delusions, right. Now, I need to this is me out of character for a sec. I at least know there's something divine with her, right?
Absolutely.
Even if I don't know the details. And I'm laughing like, all right, that's the richest part about this, isn't it? Because you don't believe in any of this mumbo jumbo, right?
No.
You really don't believe that there's fairy lords or legit undead or magical trained men actually going around. It's just some twist of genetics or science experiment.
Everything we have seen so far has been those. And your train man, obviously there's some sort of entity out there. I don't know what it is. He
Yeah,
claims they talk.
it's
Some
a-
other
it-
people claim they talk.
That's pretty obvious to me. He has a magic train whistle and he commands magical trains.
Since they're invoking my name, I kind of want to call over the radio and say, Rocco, if you're there, we found Melissa's mom.
I have specifically turned the transceiver part off.
Okay.
I'm like, but that's not even the funny part, lady. Do you know what irony is?
She's literally just going to quote the dictionary definition at you.
Of course you did. Tell me, you ever wondered where your own abilities come from? Why you can do half the crap you do? Because I've watched what you do and it's powerful. I can feel what you're doing right now, in fact. And you never wondered why?
I'm not doing anything right now.
Sure you are. Your very presence is literally making it hard to have this conversation. And that's not me giving any slight to you, lady. It is physically hard to talk right now sitting next to you.
Persuasion roll.
Interesting.
How does she rationalize a talking corpse?
We're going to find out, I guess, aren't we? I do not have persuasion, by the way. Can I substitute investigation here because I'm trying to lead her towards an answer?
I don't think so at this point.
All right, well, let's see what I get.
This is very much a social role to convince someone.
I am going to use intuition for this, though.
Oh, absolutely. Intuition's perfect.
Let's see. We're still in green, right? Or are we in yellow? Interesting. All right. I am going to... We're getting close to end of session, right? Ish.
No, we have like an hour left.
We have like 40 minutes left. I'm going to burn 3 hero points on this because I kind of want to actually convince her of this. Let's see what I get.
The dice hate everyone tonight.
But I burned a 3 on it. That does give me a success. This was a bad roll for me in general, Nick.
Yeah, no, it was. That is
this
successful at my request.
It is. I will. I haven't used my negate yet, have I?
Nope.
No.
Then I'll use my negate. Great success.
She's like, I have been told some things before. If I've been accidentally using what abilities fortune has bestowed upon me on you, my apologies. However, that doesn't change the fact that there's nothing... And she's going to pause for a moment. Mr. Boogeyman, Mr. Nicklini, are you aware of what your compatriots are currently doing? Just eyes boring into yours here, and the pressure is definitely rising from the gravity again.
I don't know what you're talking about, Miss Tape. You and I are just having a friendly conversation, aren't we?
So
I'm here. I'm here. There's somewhere else. As I've said, we all have free will, don't we?
That we do. Now then, I need to go solve something before it becomes even more of a problem. Please talk to my assistants. She is going to just open the window and fly away fast enough to hear a crack.
I'm going to be like, very loudly, boy, she's going somewhere real fast, ain't she? I sure hate to be there when she arrives. Knowing that the radio is still on.
So, Foundry and Ruth.
All right. I think that's our cue to fucking leave.
Mid-writing down fantastic date advice. Pauses. Okay.
I love the implication that that on top of everything else, Red Tape has been reading ideas about your dating life.
No.
It's just like mention of like, oh, like flowers or something. Sorry.
She's been reading a description of her mother's dating life.
Yes. And her mother's dating advice, which is great. Consequently.
At the very least, we've inflicted so much psychic damage on her.
I'm taking the win.
Exactly how explicit are the notes you took?
In my personal notebook, because I am a reporter. Come on, guys.
Yep.
Well, let me rephrase. How explicit was the mother in explaining things?
Okay, so here's the question.
I did not write down hardcore porn in my notebook, for the record.
So actually, before we switch to them, the who's here is Justice and
Discipline are the main two, right?
I am going to turn to talk to them. I'm like, what got a bug up her butt so fast? That happen often?
Roughly once a week or so, she knows things, and I can't really explain how. She's been right every time.
Huh. It's quite an ability. You never worried she's watching what you're doing?
Oh, from Discipline. Frankly, I assume that she has, and I'm not certain about you, but I try to lead a boring life.
Forget boring. Everyone needs their privacy. Who knows what she sees?
I'm trying to remember which ones were more swayed by my chaos when I was stuck there.
Wait, don't worry, I have notes of this.
I'm not even going with chaos. I'm
just
just
the thing of like, hey, no one should have that level of power.
I'm going with Dan's thing. I'm just being the everyman.
Yep.
What scares me is that it seems like she might be passively aware of certain information.
Everything to do with her mom's sex life apparently includes in that.
I'm just planting something in the brain of these two. We'll see if it goes somewhere later.
Yeah. From this was like, you claim to speak for the everyman. Have you lived in a rundown apartment before?
Lady, I've lived on the streets, homeless and starving before.
You'd be aware about how much information you have about every neighbor then. I'm more impressed that she hasn't gone mad if she knows all of that.
And under my breath for the switch, maybe she has.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a good time to switch the scene.
Yeah, that's a good time to switch the scene.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. You've been a big help, and I'm sorry for troubling you.
Yes, well, it's nice to finally talk to someone who also believes.
I mean, if you see the state of Chicago these days, it's not hard to believe in something different.
No, but, well, most of my family all believe in different things. But, it sounds like you two understand that there are weird things out there. Things that we can't really explain.
And that building. Dons my little jacket and my hat, and tips my hat to her as we leave, because we're in a hurry but polite.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your time, Miss.
She's going to send you away with cookies. They were
Oh yes! What type of cookies? This is important to Ruth.
And Foundry.
I'm just
Excellent.
going to say chocolate chip, I think.
Okay, excellent.
It's valid. It's very valid.
That's safe
it's
choice.
before we
Safe
really
choice.
got fancy cookies in many people's homes.
It's true.
It's a
Chocolate probably
safe
wasn't,
choice, and it's good.
and chocolate probably wasn't as ubiquitous in the 20s.
Mm.
Yeah, but they make a decent amount.
I mean, chocolates, I think, is still a part of, like, soldier rations at this point, for example.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I know Hershey's has started up by now. Pretty sure.
I love fun facts with
We have learned so
Terminal.
much. God, we've learned so much history from this game.
Remember, kids, if you have to study for your AP exam.
Late 1800s. So how do Ruth and Foundry GTFO?
Did they catch a train?
You know what? That probably makes the most sense. Because I would not have broken out the mecha.
Yeah. Well, it was that, or Ruth shoots you and sends you through a portal.
I don't think Ruth could do it. She's not confident in her abilities. If Mr. C has a train, that'd be better.
Foundry likes Ruth. Foundry's also not confident in his ability to get shot in the face and not die.
To be clear, I only have to shoot myself in the face, and that's just for the starting bit. It's everything else I can just shoot like a normal gun.
Okay, that's somewhat better.
Sorry, I realize that we haven't really talked about our capabilities as we're walking to a meetup point to catch a train.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hi, I'm Tom. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I guess it never really came up.
You guys are literally acting out the trope of best buds who never hang out.
Yep.
One of these days we should actually, talk about how to better the state of unions, press coverage. That I feel like that would be extremely helpful, but that day is not right now.
Agreed, but I would like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so why do you want to go from
Mr.
here?
Conductor?
Mr. Conductor? Or can he not because he already used his turn?
Do they have tickets, Nick?
Did you print tickets for your team, Izzy?
Didn't we discuss doing that at least twice?
Yeah,
We definitely did.
We definitely discussed that.
You guys can't just call in tickets then, and Mr. C does not necessarily know where you go with them.
Wait, can I just get a fucking train out of here then whenever I want? Oh, wait.
Well, the magic field.
No, hold on. No, she's fucking gone.
Yeah, she's gone now.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Everyone's out here are we gonna save our BFF? And you're just like, wait a minute.
This still is the locus of her power, right?
So here's the thing. She is gone. There is still an amount of interference because, that thing you found in the jail also exists in City Hall.
But is it enough to stop Izzy's train if I invoke a ticket?
It's enough that it will delay it a bit.
I mean, if I make it overcome specifically to get Rocco out, will that speed it up?
You making it overcome is fine. If Rocco tries to do it himself, it will be delayed, where he'll be like, all right, hey, I need to get out of here, and then, Discipline just gonna be like, what the fuck? And get to do things before Rocco's out.
All right, and then if I kind of can feel that, I'm not gonna make any moves then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not letting them know I have a free ticket out of here.
I'll call in a train on my turn if you want.
Well, do Ruth and Foundry want to do anything with their turn? I think is the big question.
Okay, the big question is whether or not I create a press kerfuffle with all the footage that I've gotten. And I think the answer is always cause problems on purpose.
Oh, also, I think you actually have the biggest kerfuffle of all. Can I be honest? The biggest news: red tape and atheist. It's
Oh,
it's the
that is
20s.
amazing.
Guys. It's the
1920s.
20s.
Yes.
Okay, I understand you. I see you. Ruth is currently drafting up 5 different smear campaigns she could do with the red tape. But honestly, I think she's just gonna go for, oh, she's using criminals. Look how they look what they were doing at this bar, being very menacing. There's no evidence of any alcohol there.
Yeah, there was no
Police.
evidence of alcohol at the
And
location.
working with a godless Russian. Hmm?
I my editor add in the little inflammatory remarks.
I can't say godless communist because I'm pretty sure that's not ubiquitous enough yet.
Yeah,
Is
Yeah,
the red
no,
tape
the
dance with a
commies are
Russian
not
spy?
terrifying yet.
I
I don't
think
think
the
it would
only
be on the list for them yet.
To
I
ever
think
actually
the
wait, no, this is communism definitely works right now. I remember I had to look it up because Mr. C.
No, it isn't that communism exists. It's that the idea of a godless communist.
Yeah, no, just regular communist is a thing that people are mad about.
Yeah, because godless communism is a product of the 50s.
excellent. So I'm gonna have Mr. Conductor's train drop me off in the most inconspicuous spot so that I can get very close to my office, but like probably will be on a normal train's track nearby.
It still feels like we've started to contribute to what will eventually become McCarthyism in this universe, and that makes me a little sad.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
Well, look, we had capitalism as a party member, and we know how that goes.
Yeah.
True.
We know what capitalism has wrought.
It's true. Give me newsy overcome, Ruth.
A newsie, like I no longer have my newsies,
No,
but
sorry,
I just
like
need.
I mean, like literally, I'm working as a journalist writing something up overcome.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna use intuition, Herod journalist, yellow.
And do you get
Um,
a thingy?
I'm gonna use my principle of detective for obvious reasons, and I
Yep.
would also like to use my blanked for press kerfuffle. From the experience that I learned when I was doing a press kerfuffle for the train tribunal. My +2 press for time, in which I again did a very short stirring up of trouble at there, and yeah, no, so that's a +6.
Yep.
Let's go, baby. Dice be nice to me.
This is either all, by the way, going to go very well or very poorly, since I'm unsure what's going to happen if we push red tape into this corner.
That's why I'm only reporting about the utmost facts and not necessarily doing a smear campaign. It's, hey, your actions are kind of sus.
Like I said, exposing her as an atheist would be the most damaging thing we could do.
So that's a 14.
Yep. You write an incredibly good piece on this, where Ruth, the one thing that comes out is your editor comes out as like, hey, Ruth,
Yeah, Eddie, what's up?
are you sure about this one?
They literally tried to arrest me for just being there.
Yeah, and they showed up a couple hours ago to ask us a bunch of real awkward questions about you.
Eddie, the day I don't run an article is the day I'm dead in a gutter. The people of Chicago need to know what's going on.
All right. We'll run it. It's gonna be some heat on you. It sounds like you already made the enemy of the cops.
I made an enemy of the fucking little brigand brigade that can't fucking stay still for 10 minutes. Honestly, if they were going to start trying to do this program and doing it right, they shouldn't have started with all of the heavy hitters that have been in different various scandals that I know you're aware they have been covered up by other newspapers.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, the Rasputin thing, like, someone else wrote it and I didn't believe him. Because, I mean, really.
I know, right? And also, wait, was it Daniel or Lucas or Kathy? Because they said I got dibs. And that's it.
Oh, no, that one was Lucas. Like, he was there last time the guy showed up. And,
Kick-ass!
while he wrote, I was like, man, you're not drinking on the job, are you? It sounded like he was drinking on the job.
Yeah, fair enough. Make sure you won't use one of the better pictures I got you.
Will do. Look, we'll cover as much as we can, but I would say don't come into the office for like 3 days. Mail things to my house if you gotta.
Gotcha. Thanks, Eddie. You're a real peach.
He's gonna run off with the article.
Ruth is gonna go get coffee and, take an early day.
Also, thank you, Dan. That's wonderful.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
That's great, Dan. All right, so what is Foundry going to do?
Oh boy. Let's see. Well, assuming I'm back in a safe place after trains. Would Mr. Conductor benefit from assistance on getting getting the train through the interference?
I mean, it can't hurt. But I thought you wanted to be in a safe space after trains, not in a train space after safes. Thank you.
I figure that's something I can lend my technical expertise to. Especially now that I've dealt with multiple of these
Well,
loci.
you could probably triangulate me from the radio.
True, although I'm pretty sure we know where you are.
You did say you were in her office. I've been to her office.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In fact, you and I are the two people who have been to her office before.
That's right.
Technically, I've been there before, I'm pretty sure as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay, it's just not me. Guys, stop going on field trips without me.
Fine, we'll break into her office again.
Thank you.
I mean, are we at the top of the order?
Yeah,
Sounds
I
like
gotta
Foundry's
make my
throwing a
roll.
boost at Mr. C.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Let's go for probably creativity and inventions.
Give that engine some juice.
And we'll throw in some gearhead. Okay. So that's a +2 then?
You can't use principles.
Oh, that's well. Sorry, yeah, I can't use the principle. Either way, it's +2.
Yeah, it's just a plus.
Okay. Okay.
And that is the end, and we are now at the top of red. So, team, what you gonna do?
I'm thinking of going and meeting with Iota while we wait for Sanctus to answer our summons to figure out best ways of dealing with a god.
Sounds
Because,
reasonable.
like, that's kind of what we have, what we are going to have to be doing, and kind of the problem of red tape of being a demigod. So I don't know if you just want me to roll for the contact and then roll myself after.
Yeah, roll for contact first for overcome, and then you can roll for yourself after. That will judge where the conversation goes in terms of information.
So that's what that was. Are we at
Success.
first in red? Or
You're at
yellow?
first in red.
Okay. And then this will be my role. I'm not sure if domain or immortality counts here.
I'm actually not sure either really counts. Immortality is the closest, but
Okay, well, we'll see
this is
how it
one that
goes
you
then.
probably have not seriously done before.
Yep, so let's get help from the minion I have there. That's just a +1. Great job, team. Let's roll this. I get to re-roll the 2.
Mm-hmm.
It will be staying as a 2, so that is a 3. I don't think I have much info on this. I mean, that's a 4, sorry. I don't have a lot of info on how this works.
Nope. But you got a success with a minor twist, and do you want Iotas to be success with a major twist? Is the question. Or do you want
Yeah,
it to be a
because
fail?
Iota's major twists are going to be really big problems later. I already did my great act of hubris with Dr. Iota. I will not do another great act of hubris.
Reasonable. Well, she will take the call and is like, all right, let's meet up at the park. Normal meetup. She's like, all right, so what do you need to know, good spirits? Things are things right now.
Well, so if I give you information and you find out information through me, that doesn't cause problems for you later, correct?
Nope.
Okay,
It's only
so
information
Redscape is a
I find
demigod.
out through methods.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
She's like, it's only information I find out through my methods.
Okay, so the red tape is is a demigod and child of Sanctus, and the fact that she doesn't know how to use her power slash recognize the fact that she is what her power is part of the reason that the veil, what or at least what I refer to what we've previously referred to as the veil here is all messed up, and she's currently trying to use contracts to kind of force people to follow her point of view slash obey her.
I was just gonna nod, like, all right, I'm glad you figured that out. Your failure is gonna be her going, I'm pretty sure there is no information I can give you about her in particular that will not cause problems right now.
Okay, that kind of
Or
makes sense.
what she's gonna be doing with this.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Would you be able to at least then help prepare some like contingencies down the line for this? Like, I know there's ways of defeating gods or removing the power from gods, but up until very recently, that was just way too far out of my pay grade.
I'm gonna be honest, it's mostly out of my pay grade too. But okay. So getting a god to give up their power is the only way that I can think of this working easily. But that requires a fair bit of stuff. Like, for one, power needs to go somewhere.
Okay. Might be able to trick her, seeing as how she's in full denial of her power. Might be able to get her to trick her and get her to sign a contract or something that she thinks benefits her more than that, and is giving up a thing that she doesn't believe is real. But that's gonna be a little bit dicey.
Yeah, that I'm not sure whether or not that would work. It might, but I don't know.
Yeah, going to try speaking to her father and seeing if he has how easy he is to work with, because I mean, these actions are a problem, and like gods are kind of above most Fae, but
Most of them still can be stopped through a variety of ways.
yeah. So can work on that. Well, I guess let me know if you figure out anything or if anything else comes up that need to be aware of.
I'll let you know. It's just you're in a tricky spot right now.
Yeah, I had to take the deal to be responsible for Chicago.
Yep.
Why did it have gone gone over 1,000 years avoiding responsibility and had to take had to get Gwen's help on something.
Some things you can only run away from for so long before they find you.
Yeah.
Let me know if there's anything I can do. Just we're at a tough time right now, and I need to be real careful about what I say.
That makes sense. I mean, the way things get bound by fate always have a little bit of wiggle room. See how messed with what you told me about Gwen.
Yep.
But there's only so many ways to bend and twist.
Yep. There's only so many ways to bend and twist, and it's dicey enough that I'm real worried about what happens if I say the wrong thing.
Fair enough. Well,
Because there's a lot of ways this can go bad.
well, let me know if you find you're able to give me any warning or advice, and if you can maybe prepare something that might be helpful down the line.
I can get to
That
work
could
on a
be
few
useful too.
things. Let me know if you need something built for a nebulous reason, and don't tell me why.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully next time we talk will be a little less of a mess.
Yeah, we can always hope. All right. Good luck.
Thanks.
Sometimes roll's bad.
Sometimes rolls are bad. It's also the thing of usually about 50% of meeting up with Iota is just not caring about things and getting scritches. But unfortunately, things are busy right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, problems are in your midst. Going on. Who's up next?
Might I go next? I can get the boogeyman out.
That's fine.
Okay.
Though I may ask if I can say things as free actions and whatnot when you do.
I mean, sure. The big thing is discipline with justice would show you the equivalent contract that the red tape would offer your team.
Yeah, and I would be like, well, as I said, I do think it's kind of a fair contract for a criminal. That implies that we've done something terribly wrong. And you ain't gonna convince me that doing what we've done has been evil. I know for a fact it hasn't.
As you say that, the wall will open up and, a train stop will appear, and then the train will come pulling in, and out will, Mr. Conductor will poke his head out and say, "Ladies, thank you for holding him for us. However, we are here for to present bail for the boogeyman, and he cannot, answer any questions without legal representation from the best lawyer in train space, I will say, as Foundry kind of like rambles onto the roof.
Okay, Mr. C, you're getting shot at again.
You don't fucking say.
And this is why we have a giant robot.
That's
Yeah.
what having the best lawyer in train space knows to have body armor.
Yes. They're like, yes, resisting arrest absolutely is a problem. Mostly, Justice is going to see whether or not she can actually block off the train with conjuring stone in front of it.
That's cute.
Is Boogeyman getting on? Because as she's doing that, I'm just gonna be like, Diesel, go in reverse.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting on. I'm like, well, I have to say, ladies, it was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me into your lovely place, and I hope you think about some of the things I said. It's not going to be as cordial next time we meet. I promise you that. Maybe you should think about, before I go, maybe you should think about the difference between obeying the law and actually doing the right thing. Because I promise you there's a world of difference there. Ciao.
So I just rolled to see if I could get us out without problem, because I am using Diesel right now because I'm building a bond with him, and we know Diesel is clumsy. So how much of her desk does he destroy trying to get out of this?
What type of twist did you get, Izzy?
Huh?
What type of twist did you get?
I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 4, so I'm major.
Oh no. What's going to happen is they actually jump onto Diesel as he's leaving.
Oh, do
Good.
we get train fight space time?
Yes, you get train fight time.
Oh boy. All right. Let's fucking dance.
This is absolutely a joke. You guys easily.
Okay, yeah, and especially because once we're in train space, we're out of magic hell.
Yes.
Like, I'm literally just gonna, like, if you're okay with us describing this, how do we want to describe this, guys? Because I think they end up like just kind of chained up to the wall, personally.
I mean, I was gonna say, ladies, there is no fighting on the trains.
Oh, Izzy, if you want to do a little team up there, how about I just make chains come out of one of your seats and force buckle them in?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So please get comfortable. Mr. C, where should we drop these uninvited guests off? I don't believe they have a ticket.
That's true. Let me check the rulebook for people going without a ticket. I'm going to look at.
Out of curiosity, were these the two that believed or didn't believe in magic?
Believed.
Okay, so these two are fully like, oh no.
Yep.
So
They jumped in thinking they would be able to overpower you guys, and were very swiftly proven wrong.
Yeah, I'm like, you.
As I'm reading through the book, I'm going to open the door next to them, and they're going to look in the vast chasm of the darkness of space and cosmos and see everything flash before them, and just be like, "All right, here, stop," and we're just going to kind of like push them out, and they're just going to like end up right back where.
Oh no! Right, doing that right outside the police station is funnier that way.
Yep.
The police station or City Hall? Were you at City Hall or you were at City Hall?
We were at City Hall. We were at City Hall.
Yeah, right out. Actually, better yet, not right outside, in their specific offices.
Yeah, that's better.
Remember, ladies, there's more in the world out there, and the universe is vast and unknowable. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking fantastic.
Yep. So that was Mr. C.
I hope we've shit. Maybe
My wife's coworkers are rather lovely people.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, they weren't so bad.
Yeah,
They got kind of a shitty boss though.
Clicks in on you guys, but they were losing that fight. They're 2d10
Yeah.
movements.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there were 3 of us there with just like nah.
And you get this, like, they definitely felt awkward going after Mr. C, but they did do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no point in hiding that I'm the boogeyman at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you didn't even try and argue with her when she brought you in.
Why bother?
Mm-hmm.
Because
One,
you always should lie to the cops.
because
Exactly.
it was way fucking cooler to not lie.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
All right. So yeah, 3 of you are in train space.
I guess we'll be back in the next round of red.
I mean, what else do we really have to do? Like honestly, right? Like,
Be right back again. Have to use the bathroom.
Mm.
I think we've kind of concluded this scene, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like we've gathered all the
It's
info.
mostly us waiting for the to hear
Other
back
shoe to
from
drop.
Oh, for sure, but we have to wait for the shoe to drop. I mean, I guess you guys can catch me up on what you know.
Yep. On what we did, on what we know, on the fact that we are awaiting to hear from the Roman god that is her paternal biological father.
We have to go kill a couple of bulls.
I mean, we can go do that. I feel like while we kill some bulls, that's what we're talking about.
We have to kill a couple of what?
That's actually the thing I want to do. That's the thing I want to do.
What's up?
The if the Roman pantheon is still at times a little
So
old-fashioned, and it's also the case of gods think they're so much bigger and they need therefore a bigger sacrifice. So yeah, we need to get a couple of bulls. It's fine.
speaking of
and
it,
otherwise slaughter this.
are we all back together? Because I actually have a revelation. I'm excited. I have a revelation we can actually learn in game.
Yeah. You can all be back together. It's a question of, did Ruth also call Mr. C at some point, or does he get picked up?
Please say yes.
Sure. I would get a bagel first and a coffee, but then yes.
Bagel? You joke?
Nuts.
What bagel? We're in the Midwest.
Get a hot
Oh,
dog.
I'm so sorry. Fucking just a sandwich, I guess. I
Exactly.
don't know.
We are heathens out here without New York bagels, so.
It's
No.
true.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes we give off very New York energy for
I was like,
Chicago.
at least she didn't say pizza.
I guess. So while we're eating
Shit,
some
when was
pizza,
deep dish pizza invented? Hold on.
God damn it.
Speaking of which, that's what I'm eating right now.
Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm gonna be like, all right, hey, can I make hey Ruth, can I make an assumption that the red tape was pursuing your position? Was that something you were doing?
So, yeah, it was Handy and I that were, or Tom. Should I call it? It turns to Tom Alley. Should I call him Tom or Sandy still? Because it's a little.
No, he's Tommy. That one's Tom. Listen, I don't want to lose this train of thought. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Anyways, we were talking to Miss Rose
I thought we
Rigsby.
agreed no train puns on the train.
What happens in train space stays in train space. Yeah, I got it. No, listen.
We were talking to Miss Rose about Mercer's godly heritage and
Okay.
how she met him.
Because when I was talking to the red tape, it's like she suddenly realized something, and then the moment she did, she headed out to where you were. She didn't know you were there at first, I think. What changed? We know she has some sort of ability to see things, but apparently it didn't trigger until partway through whatever was happening there.
Can I boost Ruth on like an intuition roll?
Yes.
This feels as close as we're ever going to get to figuring this out in character.
Yeah, this is literature only.
It really
opportunity.
does.
Let's probably creativity and I guess probably untrained power.
Yeah.
I can't really justify inventions here.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we can all throw our boosts on the roof.
We can, actually. Can we do that?
Yay, principle of detective, baby.
Yes, you can all boost Ruth for this one because she's gonna need it.
I'm going to...
Yeah, it's a +2.
Excellent.
Wait. Before you rolled.
Yeah, I wanted to...
Before you rolled, hold on.
Okay.
Did Mr. C get a note from Officer Marty Sloan giving a boost?
No, he's boosting us all as a group.
But yeah, Marty Sloan's going to give me a note as well. It's a +2 to me. Actually, I'm just gonna say Marty Sloan boosted Ruth for a +2 directly to her.
Okay.
Oh, excellent! Thank you, everybody.
And let's see.
What die are we in right now? We red still?
You're in red.
Yeah.
It's
Our
red
intuition
time.
investigation. Ruth gets a +2 from me as well.
Everybody gets a +2 from me, so add a 2 to that.
Okay.
Okay,
Are
so
we
we're
all
at
just
a we're
Does not
Are we all
Kinda plus-
boosting Ruth?
we're at a +8 now.
Doesn't
Here,
change
I'll
Lex's.
roll as well because
This is the
For a
funniest use of our time.
It really is.
Understanding our enemy.
We are never going to have another shot at figuring this out in game.
You really aren't.
so I have a +2 and so a +4 to the boost that I'm going to be giving you.
Why don't you just have him boost Ruth directly?
Yeah.
Because
That was-
Sean's boosting with max
Oh
die.
yeah, the +2 to you, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Okay.
care about getting you a persistent boost. This is the last turn.
+10.
But you can give 2 separate boosts. I think mathematically it works out better.
Like, okay, so Ruth is
So I use the max die, which is the 8.
No,
Which
it's
is
a 10.
+3.
I boosted you.
Oh, it's a 10 because you boosted me.
I boosted
Still a
everybody.
+3.
Okay, so
That's a
Ruth is sitting at-
+13
yeah,
from
Ruth is sitting at
everyone.
+13. So let's roll this, and we will understand everything about the red tape.
I
Let's
hope.
go, baby. We have a +13. That's already an overwhelming success, guys.
Just roll it.
Roll. Let's see
Just
how
roll
bad
it.
it could be.
Okay,
Let's
hold on.
see how much we needed that 13.
Yep. Do
Okay,
it.
intuition, Herod, journalist, red. I'm rolling all of that. I'm using principle of detective for obvious reasons. Let's go. Baby, that is a 23!
No, it's a 20. Oh no, wait, it is a 23 because you already. Yep.
Baby, that's a 23!
So
Nick, you better tell us everything.
So yeah, I'm gonna say through a bunch of talk, you guys finally realized the writing things down power.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay.
So wait. You mean to say that I didn't need to walk around the fountain to get in? Mr. Conductor is just going to pull out a notepad or write a note, and you're going to feel the train stop for a hot second. He's going to stick the note somewhere, like reach his hand out the door, stick the note somewhere, and then tell Diesel to keep moving, and he's going to write another note.
What the fuck? Mr. C, what are you trying to do right now?
I want to see if she's going to follow this trail of breadcrumbs.
That's actually a good idea. Let's test it.
That's very fair.
Are we able to?
All right, Izzy, are you in fact trying to lead her to a free location?
Do we want this showdown now, or do we?
No, I think we
No.
should
I'll
wait,
just
wait
show
until
now.
we talk to her father.
No,
Yeah, we
in
just talk
fact,
to Sankas first.
in fact, hold up. Don't let her know we know this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This is a thing that if we realize this, we need to be very careful that we don't show her we know this until, this is how we trap her.
Mm.
Well,
Oh, okay.
If that's the case, I'll write a note down, like a drop, and I'll say, "Good spirits, meet me at this location, so and so." And what I would like to do, Nick, is I would actually like to leave similar notes addressed to every single person on my team, getting farther and farther apart, so we can actually gauge what her range is.
Okay, but you have to be really careful
No,
about.
yeah, that's way
You can't
too obvious.
do this. Like if you do too much, she's gonna realize we understand what's going on. We
One
need to
note
kno-
to each of you in a different drop location, I don't think is that obvious.
The problem is when she shows up and none of us are there.
But hold on. We've never done this before. Why would we start now?
Yeah, this
She's
We know
not.
where our home base is.
She's not stupid.
That's fair.
We've never done
Honestly-
this before.
Honestly, if we wanted to do this, I would probably have the best bet at
Yeah,
doing something.
I think Ruth writing something makes the most sense if we want to test this. not
And
Mr. C.
personally, I'd like to wait to test until we meet up with a god, apparently.
Yeah, let's hold off. We'll test this knowledge later. We essentially can run around in train space till we need to do what we need to do, or outside circumstances force us to do something.
We can also probably get some information on how her powers work from her dad.
Yeah, I think don't reveal our hand, Mr. C. I know you're eager, but don't reveal our hand yet. This is the first actual advantage we have over her, and we need to keep it until the time's right.
Oh, keeping that in mind, Nick, where is she right now?
Right now, give me an overcome, Izzy, because you have no easy ways to tell that. You have to actually search Chicago to try and find her.
If I had any money to bet, I'd bet she might be at her mother's house.
That seems like the obvious place, yeah.
Principle of clockwork, starting in obvious locations, then working my way outward.
Mm-hmm. Roll it.
Wow.
Mm.
We are rolling atrociously bad today.
Give me the major twist, Nick.
What?
What?
Izzy, Izzy, no, please no.
Okay.
She can't backtrack me viewing her remotely.
Are you sure about that?
But
Mr. C.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. The major twist has in fact changed some of my answer for this, I think, but she's currently at the hospital your wife's at.
You brought this on yourself, Izzy.
Is she actually in my wife's room?
Yep. I think that's where we're gonna end this session.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
This is entirely your fault,
see,
Izzy.
why do you always select major twist?
Because it makes the game more interesting.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Good night, recording. We're gonna have a time next week.
Boy, are we pulling this trigger early?
I mean, you guys